Welcome to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, the show that takes you behind the law and answers your toughest legal questions.
And welcome back to Behind the Law, featuring attorney Justin Clark of Gregory and Clark Attorneys at Law in Longwood. And we're taking calls on this show at 407-297-9696 or 855-297-9696. And we're talking today especially to those of you that are dealing with short sales, loan modifications, any type of situation where perhaps you've gotten that letter from the bank that said they're going to foreclose on you. Or perhaps you were trying to buy a foreclosure or a short sale, and you think that you're going to get that done by a certain date. Most of the calls we've gotten on our legal shows on News Talk 96.5 over the past year have been that if you're counting on closing on a certain time, go the conventional route. Find a house that is not a short sale. It's not a foreclosure, because these things can hang in limbo. Or you get to the closing and something turns up that's missing from the paperwork, or there's a problem with a lien that didn't come up until the last minute. And let's face it, if you've had a house that's been in any kind of a problem over a year's time, somebody is going to be owed money. So therefore, these things get held up. Now, if you want to buy a short sale or a foreclosure, you need the help of an attorney. And you might think, oh, I can do this. It's easy. Why do they need an attorney, Justin?
It's not. And you can go to my website and you'll see what's called Justin Clark's Under One Roof program. There have been so many foreclosures out there and so many liens against these properties that there's a lot of nasty stuff going on. And I really think you need to have a lawyer, whether it's me or someone else, help guide you through the process. What we do is we help evaluate the people's credit who want to buy, see if there's something they can do to improve their credit. It's a 4-step process. We handle all of the negotiations with the realtor. Do I need that termite bond? Who pays the closing cost? I help them find a low rate, no fee mortgage, which is important. And then maybe most importantly, I sit at the closing table with them. So no one's going to get pushed around anymore. No one's going to throw a piece of paper out there at the last second and say, oh yeah, something changed, we have to give this to you. So the Under One Roof program guides people through the entire process. And I think it's great for realtors and mortgage brokers too, who some of them are going to be a little offended by this. Don't be. I'm helping you. I'm removing a lot of the liability from you and putting it on my shoulders to make sure that my clients and our shared clients get the best deal they can possibly get. It's a positive for them too.
Okay, let's go to Coco and let's talk to Roger. Roger, what is your call about?
Hello. Thanks for answering my call.
Thanks for calling in, Roger.
My call is in relation to a home that is being going to be repossessed due to lack of payments, 2 months behind. It is only owed $28,000 on this home, and it's almost sold for $120,000 a year and a half ago, but got fouled up by a unfortunate divorce.
This is your house, Roger?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, I'm calling for someone. I'm called a codependent rescue savior. If I can save somebody and give him your office number, I'll have them call you.
I'm sure they appreciate it.
Yes. There are numerous people I know that are considerably upside down in their house. Their professional people say you're wasting your money by making payments. Put the payments under the mattress. Now, is that a prudent thing to do on a house that it only owes $28,000 on it? And by the way, this is an old VA mortgage. It's a 9.5% loan, and I've tried to get it to be worked down, but they don't have the income to justify a refinance.
Why in the world would someone who has $100,000 in equity let their house get foreclosed on? It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't, and I agree.
So what these people need to do, and you can follow up too, they need to do something to work with the bank to try to get their payment back on track or even get their payment lowered. But the last thing they want to do is get foreclosed on. They might as well take $100,000 and just throw it away, right?
Yeah, why don't they go for a refi, or go to a different place, go to Robert Palmer and talk to him about a refi, see if he can't pick up on that just for the equity in the house.
Sure.
Income notwithstanding.
They need to do a loan modification, a refinance, or maybe something they haven't thought about, just sell the house and pocket the money. Even if they're in foreclosure, if the bank gets paid off, they can't come and take the house. So they might even want to talk to a realtor about listing the property and saving it. But Roger, go ahead.
Yeah.
Is there something else? What's that?
Listing the house and selling it again is the best. They've tried to get a refinance, but neither one of them earn enough money to qualify for a refinance.
Yeah. I mean, I find that...
Mother owns a business which is not working, and the daughter has 3 part-time jobs. So.
Yeah. You know, it might be a situation where no one wants to refinance it because they only owe $28,000 and no one's making money off of it. But I assure you, I can find someone to help refinance too. Even if I have to call in a favor with Palmer or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure Robert Palmer will be happy to help us with that. And by the way, Roger, I want you to know you can hear this call on Central Florida's TV 27, which this show is now being broadcast on Saturday at 10:30 a.m.
Is that what those cameras are doing in here?
I know. Well, welcome, guys. Welcome to the show, by the way.
I thought it was some sort
Do you
of
want to introduce our new
investigative report.
You know, this is the first time she's ever been the producer for me. Can you please introduce her as well?
Laura Lee is with us, and she does have a Facebook fan page on WDBO, so you want to look that up and like her. But she is the one that gets all the calls on the air and everything. Those of you that listen to the show on radio, you'll find that you can pick it up on TV the following week for all the things you might have missed. Or maybe you've got an office friend or somebody in your family, and you're talking to them and you're saying, hey, you should have heard the show last week because it's your situation exactly. Now, and then you'll be able to watch it on Channel 27.
And this, ladies and
Pretty cool.
gentlemen, is the famous Rob Newton. How long have you been working here, Rob?
Since 1984, I've been in these hallowed halls.
Oh, my goodness.
So this is fun, but we've never shot a TV show in here before.
Well,
so
I'm
it's
glad
great.
to do it. I'm glad I
Leave
can
it
do
to
it with
Justin
you.
Clark.
There's no other broadcaster in Central Florida I'd rather do the show with.
Ooh, I feel good about that. Thank you very much.
And now all the people locally will know what a handsome gentleman you are as well.
This is killing me.
Ask your question live. Tune into FM 96.5 WDBO Sundays at noon and ask Justin your question.
If they foreclose on you, make no mistake, the bank can come and sue you.
Stay tuned. Justin Clark will be right back with more Behind the Law. Welcome back to Behind the Law, the show that takes you behind the law and answers your toughest legal questions.
One of the things that we try to talk to everybody about on this show is the fact that Justin, whether you hear him on the radio, watch him on TV, or you go by his office, you're going to find that he becomes a friend. He's not your may I say, your typical, what we also often think of as a lawyer. You invite him, he's got the dog in the office. You sit down, you're comfortable, you talk about your problems, he talks about a solution. It's not all about money, is it?
It's not, and I talk to people about this all the time. I'm sure I could have a lot more money than I have, but you know, the problems of people that I deal with on a daily basis, that they're so close to my heart. Really, it makes life even sometimes a struggle for me because I constantly worry about it. I constantly worry about each and every one of my clients, and it's not a fun way to live, really. But you know, there's no other way I can go about doing my business because it's in there. You know.
Mm-hmm. All right, Peter from Orlando, you are on the show. You're on News Talk 96.5 WDBO.
Peter, welcome to the show.
Yeah. I was just calling to find out I'm having a problem with my house going into a foreclosure, and I don't know if it's too late.
It is not too late. Where do you live, Peter? Looks like Orlando?
Yeah.
How far along are you in the foreclosure process? Do you know? Do you have a sale date?
About a year.
You're about a year into it.
About 6 months.
What you need to do, because these foreclosures take a long time. If nothing else, they take a long time, and a lot of it's incompetence. But also, you know, Florida requires that we go through the judicial foreclosure process, which inherently takes some time. If your house hasn't been sold, or even if it has been sold, you need to sit down and talk to a lawyer about how they can potentially save your house via modification, or maybe get rid of it. The biggest worry that you have is that deficiency judgment. If they foreclose on you, make no mistake, the bank can come and sue you for the difference in what it's worth at the time of auction and how much you owed them. I mean, it can be a lot of money. And they will sue you, or they can sell it to a debt collector to sue you down the road. It's not too late. You need to come talk to a lawyer, whether it's me or someone else. Do it. It makes no sense why you wouldn't.
Telephone number.
321-282-1055. I would never charge anyone to come in and talk to me.
All right, let's go to Charles in Brevard County. Charles, how can we help you?
Yes, my house is in foreclosure, and I received a letter. I have a lawyer, but I received a letter that I've been called for mediation
Mm-hmm.
this January. But my lawyer tells me that I don't need to be there the day of the mediation. It sounds right to me. I don't know if it is to you as a lawyer. Probably you might you might give me an advice. Is it true? I don't need to be there.
I'm not going to step on your lawyer's toes, but I'll let you know what I think is probably going on. And when a bank goes through the foreclosure process, oftentimes they're required to do a mediation with the homeowner. Sometimes that mediation is somewhat pointless, but I will tell you that there's no mediation that's going to go forward unless you're there present at the mediation. So I don't know if maybe your lawyers canceled it because it was a waste of time or what, but if there's going to be a mediation going on, yes, you need to be there live, or the mediation's just going to be canceled.
All right, let's go to Mike in Orlando. Mike, how can we help you?
Hi, how are you? Thanks for taking my call.
Welcome to the show, Mike.
My mother passed away 2 years ago. She had a beach place over at New Smyrna Beach. She had, I guess you don't want me to mention bank names, she had a primary loan.
You can say the lender.
Oh, okay. BB&T had a primary loan of $50,000 on it. At the time, the property was worth over $500,000. I had been supporting my mother for many years, and I had some business problems, so I went and I borrowed $150 on an equity line against it that I had given her way beyond that over the last 20 years. So she had no problem with doing that. Well, then she passed away. Well, since then, the economy and everything, my business has become very slow. We actually shut it down. Now I have this $200,000 worth of mortgage between BB&T 50 and the 150. It's like 195 right now against the property. I put it in short sale and listed it with a realtor due to some advice from some friends because we don't want to sell the property. The value of the property's gone up 30% already since she passed away. We're trying to get it back to where I can recoup all of my monies over whatever time frame. But BB&T is not working with us at all.
Who lives in? Do you live in the house, or is it a secondary home?
It's a beachfront rental.
What do you think it's worth now?
Between $225 and $250. So there's some equity in it.
So why would you be short selling if there's equity in the property? I don't understand.
Stop the banks. I mean, that's what I was told to do. I mean, the banks were moving forward with the foreclosure and doing everything. I couldn't afford to pay for it. There's $15,000 owed to. When I took the property, there was not a dispute, but there was my mom's will and everything. We had to work it out amongst my sisters. They finally claimed it over to me about 6 months ago.
So the mortgages are in the name of your mother, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're going to find the bank's not going to be willing to work with you too much, although they might would do something. Who owns the property now?
I do now. It was quick claimed by it was left all three of us, but now my sisters have transferred everything over to me, and it's titled to me.
I see. I mean, you want to get to this after the break?
Let's take a break, use some thought here during our break, then we'll come back and talk to you and pick this up on the other side of the break.
Ask your question live. Tune into FM 96.5 WDBO Sundays at noon and ask Justin your question.
With SunTrust.
With SunTrust. So it's a weird situation already because the second mortgage is so much larger than the first. So
stay tuned. Justin Clark will be right back with more Behind the Law. Welcome back to Behind the Law, the show that takes you behind the law and answers your toughest legal questions.
And we're back. This is Behind the Law with attorney Justin Clark, 407-297-9696 or 855-297-9696. We're just 4 minutes away from the very latest in news from the 24-hour news team. And, of course, we'll get severe weather 9 and team traffic all coming your way. And let's get back to Mike. And Mike has a very unique situation.
And I think that Mike probably wants to call me, too. We might want to do this off the air because your situation's a little complicated, obviously. Mike has a property that was left to him by his mother who passed away 2 years ago. A first mortgage of $50 with BB&T, a second mortgage of $150. Who is that with, Mike?
With SunTrust.
With SunTrust. So it's a weird situation already because the second mortgage is so much larger than the first. So I see some people get in this situation. If you did a refi back in 2006, oftentimes people would take a big chunk out and get that second mortgage to do whatever. And that's probably what happened here. But how is your credit, Mike?
Since I shut my business down, not good.
Yeah.
Not good. Well, I've got tax issues I'm dealing with I owned an airline, which, airlines took big hits this last few years also.
Delta,
Delta
or United?
Yeah, well, no, I owned a charter airline for many years, 27 years.
Are you a pilot?
And finally, the government involvement just got to be so much that we had to just shut it down. You couldn't make any money.
Are you a pilot?
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. Do you fly for a living now?
No, I buy and sell airplanes.
Because let me tell you, I got 25 hours in a Cessna, and my flight instructor just quit on me. So
Oh, no, that's easy. Call me, I can help you. I got plenty of them up here. I got a great one. I was born and raised in Orlando. I live in Fort Lauderdale now.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, but I have lots of friends up here in the aviation industry.
I mean, as far as the house is concerned, because you have a little equity, by far the easiest thing to do would be to refinance it. But your credit issue might prevent that. I don't know if you could sell it to someone in the family who could get a mortgage basically, and then you own the property. The other option is you're going to have to try to do some sort of modification with the bank, which is going to be a little difficult because of your mom's unfortunate passing. But give me a call. We're 321-282-1055, and we'll spend a little more time together, Mike.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, brother. Have a nice day.
All right, Mike, thank you. And again, Justin, there are so many things happening behind the scenes in foreclosure defenses and problems with banks that were, doing all of this robot signing and all that sort of thing, that they really do need to come to an attorney to find out. Now, nobody wants to say, yeah, I got my house for free because, they made a clerical error, but it's a good defense to help them at least
it is.
work with you.
The more that you can put pressure on the bank, the more likely they are to work with you, whether it's a modification or a short sale. When people come in my office, we have one of two goals. It's never to get your house for free. The goal is to make your payment affordable where you can stay in your house. And it's going to be, if they reduce it down to 2%, it's going to be 2% or maybe go up to 3 or 4 for the rest of your life. We're talking about hundreds of dollars a month, hundreds of thousands of dollars in a lifetime. Or number 2 is we want to get rid of the house via short sale and avoid that deficiency. That's the key. And you don't want to... and it's a lot better for your credit as well if you can do a short sale as opposed to just letting your house go into foreclosure. If you let your house go into foreclosure, your credit is going to be much worse than if you do a short sale. Mark my words. Don't let anyone tell you different.
Well, what are the steps one takes to try to get a loan reduction? Is there any magic to that?
There really is, actually. We talked earlier about the National Mortgage Settlement.
Right. Okay?
There are 2 aspects of it. One aspect is paying people $800 who got wrongfully foreclosed on. The other aspect is to help make banks do principal reductions. They're giving them more incentive now to do a principal reduction. There are 5 servicers involved: Ally, GMAC, Bank of America, shockingly, Citi, Chase, and Wells Fargo. If those are one of your servicers, you really want to consider doing some type of modification under the National Mortgage Settlement because you can get a principal reduction. Of course, the government came in and said if it's Fannie or Freddie, because they're government-owned, you can't get a principal reduction. So if it's Fannie or Freddie, it's out of the question. But if it's Fannie or Freddie, you can do the HARP, which is a refinance program for people who are underwater.
Ask your question live. Tune into FM 96.5 WDBO Sundays at noon and ask Justin your question.
They took your money, they closed their doors, and they're not here for you.
Stay tuned. Justin Clark will be right back with more Behind the Law. Welcome back to Behind the Law, the show that takes you behind the law and answers your toughest legal questions.
Now, you can also help people who've had a military background who may have used the VA for a loan to get an automatic VA streamline. A lot of them, you don't get it unless you ask for it, right?
Absolutely. You have to ask for it. You have to go. You have to know what you're doing. And there's so much BS out there on the internet that it's really quite scary. You need to talk to someone who knows what's going on out there. Don't listen to everything on the internet because you're going to go to one website that says this, and the other website says that. You need to talk to someone like me who's down in the trenches doing this every day, and I really know what's BS and what's not BS.
The other thing that I worry about, too, is people falling prey to, just like in the hurricanes of 04, a lot of people poured into Orlando, poured into Central Florida, who were going to fix your roof or do any number of things. What about the number of people now that are advertising late night TV, advertising in the papers, putting little flyers on your windshield and saying, oh, we can help you get an HOA foreclosure, or we can help you through the foreclosure action, and you just pay us an upfront fee or come to the Howard Johnsons to our seminar. Whoa.
I can't tell you how many people, Newt, come in my office and say, well, I'm about to be foreclosed on, and it's because I hired a company out of California. I would stop right there. I know what happened. They took your money, they closed their doors, and they're not here for you. You need to, if, anytime you're hiring a lawyer for anything, this is just good, friendly advice here, okay? Why wouldn't you want to go in and see the guy or gal that you're going to hire and get someone local who you know, who you can hold accountable too? Don't call someone in California. It's not going to work out in all likelihood.
All right, very good. Again, during the week, how do they get a hold of you?
We're at 321-282-1055. I'm right up in Longwood, Interstate 4 and 434, right next to the good Dr. Klein. The guys from Refresh Computers, who I see through the window right now, a lot of guys up there. But I like it
experts
because
all gather in Longwood.
Let me tell you why I like it. When I first moved here, I had no idea. I didn't know the difference in Longwood, Orlando, anything. But the parking, it's so nice. People can just come and park. You don't have to deal with the garages and everything. And because I just moved to Lake Mary, it's pretty convenient for me.
Very nice. What do you see? You got 1 minute to give us your projections, and we'll be on television and radio throughout 13. What do you see coming in 13? What's going to happen?
2013, the real estate market's going to continue to go up. Not going to go up quite as fast. People who want to stay people are going to start staying in their homes more than getting rid of them. The loan modifications are going to get a lot better, and me and Rob Newton are going to be on TV every single Saturday at 10:30, TV 27.
Nothing more scary than that. All right, thank you all very much for tuning in today, and we hope you'll join us each and every week right here on both News Talk 96.5, WDBO, and Channel 27 on a television near you. We'll see you next week right here on Behind the Law.
Thank you for watching Behind the Law with Justin Clark. Be sure to join us again next week as Justin takes you behind the law and answers your legal questions.